We all have that problem of not having enough light in our garage. So in today's video, I'm gonna show you guys how to fix that by installing some LED lights. So this right here is a demonstration with just that original light in here. Now, as you guys can see, it's pretty dark. There's a lot of spots that are not properly illuminated by just this single light. So I'm super excited to see how the garage is going to transform with a whole bunch of new LED strips. What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video. My name is Eric, and this right behind me is my garage. Now, I do a lot of work in this garage, and something that I've always wanted was better lighting. So in today's video, I'm going to show you guys how I got 3,500 looms of light in this garage. So if you guys want to go ahead and see how I did that, go ahead and stay tuned, and I'll show you guys how you guys can do this to your garage as well. Now, what I use for lighting is basically the garage door light, and I also use another LED light bulb, and as well as the fluorescent LED strips or halogen strips, whatever they're called. That's what I mainly have here when I'm wrenching on the vehicles, but it's just not enough light. Now, what I have here is the Barrina LED fixtures. Now, there is 8 that come in a packet. I was so happy because I was, testing them out. I was so happy with the light output that I ended up buying 2. So right here, what I have right here should be in total of 3,500 looms, which I think should be more than enough to illuminate this 2-car garage. So I'm gonna go ahead and show you guys how I get this installed. The kit does come with everything that you're gonna need. So it's gonna come with hardware, it's gonna come with cables so that you guys can splice in your connections, and then you guys can go ahead and straight wire it to your existing power supply. But what I'm gonna do is actually gonna put an outlet where the original fixtures are at. So I'm gonna go ahead and remove that, bring it down, expose the cables, and I'm gonna go ahead and install a power outlet so that I have basically both of these guys coming off from one single outlet. So I'm gonna go ahead and get this done. Now, something that you guys should know about these LED fixtures is that they're very lightweight. Now, that could be a good and bad thing depending on, what you're looking for. So these guys alone don't really weigh anything. So the hardware that comes with them is very flimsy, and I've seen a lot of people complain about these, but they're very light, so I think they should be fine. They do come with little butt connectors, basically, to connect them all in a single line if you guys have enough space for that. For me, I don't think I'll be able to do that because it's not a long garage. So I'm gonna go ahead and see how I can arrange these LED fixtures so that I can get the best output. Now, before you continue, make sure that you guys turn off the power going to the garage because we are going to be working with electricity. So as you guys can see, I did go ahead and take out the original fixtures out of the way. Now, there is some cables that are coming down from the top of the garage. That's going to be the power supply. And then on the left hand side, we have the fixture right there. So these cables right here are going to be the power supply. So we need to splice those in to our outlet. I'm going to go ahead and finish taking off this housing that you guys see right here, and then after that we're gonna go ahead and make a hole and install our outlet. So for this project, this is some of the equipment that I'm going to be using and materials. So I have a 2-gang box right here so that I can put 2 outlets. So I'm going to wire these in. I also have some connecting ends right here, which are pretty sweet. So we'll use that, and then we have the cover, and we also have this plastic guard that basically hides the cables that are coming off of the LEDs. So in order to make this work, we had to remove basically our existing lights, which are right here. Now, as you guys can see, there's only one cable coming out of here, one joined cable. So these guys are our ground, our power, and basically what I need to do is cut it a little bit shorter and splice these connections in to allow it to fit basically four outlets. So I'm gonna go ahead and make a hole right there and install the outlet in there, and then wire everything up. So now that I got the box installed, I'm going to go ahead and wire my outlet. So right here, there is a green fastener. So you want to make sure that you always put your copper cable that goes from the wall. So it's always going to be the copper cable that doesn't have any insulation on it. And then there's always a black and white wire as well. So you want to make sure that you know which is hot and which is not. I know for a fact that on mine, the black wire is the hot wire. So I'm going to go ahead and just put these cables where they're supposed to go. So there is a lot of things when it comes to wiring, and I'm not a professional or anything, but I did do my research. So in order for me to be within code, basically, I have to splice in some connectors to the outlet so that they're not directly being wired in. So you want to make sure that there's always like a splice, and then there's always going to be another like a twist on cap, so that you're within the code. So I'm going to go ahead and kind of show you guys how this is done. I'm not a professional by any means, but I did watch some videos and I did do some research just to make sure that I'm doing this correctly. So I would advise for you guys to do the same. So now that we have our cables ready to go, I'm going to get a small pair of pliers, and I'm going to make a hook so that we can basically wrap this around the screw when we fasten it down. So just go ahead and do this. Try to get a hook. And you want to do the same thing to all of them. Now that each wire has a hook, I'm gonna get the outlet and just start wiring it up. So from what I've read, you wanna make sure that this hook is facing the way that the screw is gonna be screwed in. So we're always gonna start off with ground, then we're gonna go to neutral, and then we're gonna go to the hot. So ground is the copper again, neutral is the white or silver bolt, and black is the hot, which is the gold bolt. So we're gonna go ahead and get started. We're gonna make sure that everything is snug. So as you guys can see, we have the outlet pretty much ready to go. Now we're gonna go ahead and repeat the same thing to the other outlet, and then we're gonna go ahead and get these guys and then maybe cut them a little bit shorter so that there's not a lot of cable. And then we're gonna go ahead and wire it up to the box so that we have two outlets, basically four outlets coming from the wall. The next thing that I'm going to do is install these connectors that basically just will keep it nice and clean. These are just push-on connectors. So you'll push the copper with the copper together and the black with black, white with white. And then once you have a secure connection, you'll go ahead and move on to connecting the other side that's coming from the wall. So before I put these in the wall, I'm gonna go ahead and merge the connections. So this is what we're left with once we're done. So nice and clean. I'm gonna go ahead and just bunch these up together and put them in a zigzag pattern so that it takes up less space. And then just make sure to connect your whites with whites and your grounds with grounds. So I'm gonna go up to the wall and put these guys in. So I did make sure that each outlet worked, and it does. I'm gonna go ahead and put the cover on, and then I'm gonna start wiring in my LED lights. So it's time to install the LED lights. This is the hardware that I'm gonna be using. It's what came with the LED lights. It's pretty simple. A bolt goes through the middle, and the LED strip just basically gets fastened down this way, and it's pretty secure. So I'm gonna go ahead and install the lights. I'm gonna try to fit them all on the top, and we'll show you guys how it looks at the end. So I did spend the afternoon installing these LED lights. It took a little bit longer than I anticipated, and that's mainly because my OCD didn't allow me to continue. Some of these lights were not straight, so I had to go back and fix them. So they're perfect right now. Now, as you guys can see, I have both of them coming out of the outlet that I attached. I'm gonna close the garage and step outside so that you guys can see how it looks from the outside, and then I'll go ahead and come back inside so that you guys can see how much light there is now. Guys, I am super excited about this. There is so much light now compared to how I was before. It's like a night and day difference, literally. I did manage to install all 12 of them. Now, I do have the option of installing more lights in the future if I want to, but I think for now, this is perfect. I can work in the garage now. Winter is coming, so it's gonna get darker faster, so that means I can work more in the garage and do a lot more stuff. So if you guys did like the video, please make sure to give it a thumbs up. Consider subscribing for more videos like this, and I'll see you guys all in my next video. Peace out.